I get asked on a not infrequent basis to create videos teaching prop spinners how to add more dance into their work. It's really flattering, not the least of which because from where I'm sitting, I'm a pretty mediocre dancer, but it's also a really massive challenge. Learning how to dance is without a doubt the single hardest thing I've learned in all of my adult life, and part of what makes it so hard is that it can't really be taught as a step-by-step process, unlike many of the other things I've learned in my life. There's really no set standard by which dance is judged to be good or bad. It's in the eyes of the audience, and the same piece can be seen as powerful by some or self-indulgent by others. So much of dance is built on feel, and there's really no way to get that without dancing a lot. Like, a lot. A series on dance and the flow arts is in the works, but it's taking a while. Every once in a while, though, I do get reminded of one or two little tricks that can help you get through that process. This past week featured one such case, and I wanted to share it with you both because it's really easy to do as well as something that's really rare in the flow arts world. It's to learn somebody else's choreography. The idea of copying somebody else's creative work is super common in many other creative pursuits. When I was learning how to write songs, I'd do it by learning to play other people's songs. When I was learning to write, I'd do it by copying the styles of other writers that I admired. It's really common for us to learn tricks that people we respect do, but actually stringing them together into a complete piece is much more rare. This could be because it's seen as too derivative or in danger of ripping said artist off, or it could be that it requires a type of discipline that we as flow artists are just kind of unused to. It came up for me because I saw a short movement phrase the other day on Instagram that had been published by the Russian double staff channel Double What. In general, I'm a huge fan of the work these guys are doing because it's super entertaining, their tutorials are great, and they're among the few flow arts content creators that actually maintain a consistent release schedule. The piece they'd uploaded was of some double staff choreography performed with a group of students, and it did a number of things I've been trying to work on in my own choreography and really haven't succeeded in pulling off. This past weekend, I decided to learn this choreo, and was then inspired to write my own based upon it. In the past few days, I've continued to add to this movement phrase, and what I'm coming up with really feels as though I'm well on my way to completing a double staff piece, which would actually be my first ever piece with this tool. Here's the thing, learning somebody else's work is a great way to find the way that you work. You can take what feels right and apply it to the stuff that you're writing. You can see what works in their choreography and try and take some of those same aha moments and apply them to your own work. I'm not saying you need to get on stage and perform the exact same piece that somebody else wrote. That's not cool unless they've given you permission. But I am saying that if you're having a tough time working on your own choreography, learning somebody else's can be a great way to teach you the things that you need in order to get there. Because dance is so incredibly subjective, it can be really difficult to explain why this technique for learning works so well. But I think at the very least, learning somebody else's choreography accomplishes the following three things for you. Number one, it strings together moves for you. A lot of us have problems seeing how things fit together, and by drawing upon the work of someone who's already done it, we can begin to do this work for ourselves. Number two, it gets you moving. It's not uncommon to experience some form of writer's block, and that can feel very paralyzing. Learning somebody else's work at least gets you moving and putting ideas into your body. It can jumpstart the creative process. Number three, it teaches you something. Everybody moves in a unique fashion. By learning to move like somebody else, it tells you a lot about what does and does not feel natural to the way that you move. Nobody pops out of the womb creating great art. You have to learn the steps that go into it. Somehow. Learning from somebody else's work is a great way to do so. What are some of your favorite methods for learning to dance or integrating into your work as a flow artist? Let me know down in the comments section. For now, thanks for watching and enjoy the flow. Peace. Hey gang, so I really hope this is helpful to some of you guys out there. This is the first in what may turn into a series of video blogs on individual topics related to the flow arts and everything. So if this is something that was helpful for you, there's two things you can do to help me out. The first is to subscribe to my channel to get more content like this, and the second is to go over to my Patreon, patreon.com/jacksfactorpoi, and sign up to support this channel, which you can do for as little as $1 a month, and it makes more videos like the one you just watched possible. If you're already my Patreon supporter, thank you so much.